Hello guys, I'm Sanam and welcome to my channel Public White Geek. The audio in this particular video is broken and I did not realize until I was doing the editing. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover with all the actions that I have performed in the video just to give you an overview, right? So I apologize for that, and I have made sure that my second and third video are okay with the voice. So let's get started. So let's get started. Open up our Xcode and select single view application, and let's put the name, which is our table, and the organizational entity is gonna be com.public void key. You can set whatever you want, and I'm gonna put it on the desktop. So let's go to main.storyboard, and let me just move this. So we're gonna set up three buttons now. Um First one is gonna be the simple table view. Second one is gonna be the multiple table view in a view controller, and third one is the multiple section in a single table view. Right. So we'll put them. We'll put three buttons and then segue to three different view controllers, and then once we segue to one view controller, we are gonna um, do the uh, you know differentiation in the table view or the section. So now I'm just gonna center align, I mean put them in a stack view and then align vertically and horizontally in the view controller. And that was my dog trying to pull my leg, so I was just trying to push her away. So let's create another view controller, which is gonna be for the normal table view, right? So we're just gonna create a segue from the first button to this view controller. And just creating a UI view at the top with a gray background with the button inside it, just to give a feel of a navigation controller, a back button that will take us back to the home screen. We could have used the navigation controller, but since this is not a tutorial for that, so I've just you know created a normal UI view with the button inside it. So now we're just creating a table view. It's gonna make 0 from top, bottom, left, uh, top, bottom, left, and right. So, and then a table view cell inside it, a prototype cell that we're gonna show data in, and a UI label inside this cell. And now I'm just gonna align from left and then set a fixed height and also align it vertically in the container. So now I'm just creating a normal table I mean a view controller file for this normal table view controller, right? And I'm gonna set the class name. Just creating the MVC now, model view controller. Although we don't need model here, but I'm just gonna create it for it's a good practice to uh, use either MVC or Viper or whichever structure you want. I prefer MVC, so I'm just creating the structure over here and then putting all the view controller files inside controller. And I'm just creating a cell class file, uh, which is the table view cell file, and I'm going to use this file for displaying the data inside this cell. So going inside the table view cell, I'm setting the uh, class file to the file that I created, which is cellview.cif, and then reuse identifier, which is cell view. So I've just used the name of the class file, so it's going to be cell view. And one thing I'm telling here in the video, I mean what I'm speaking right now is basically a suggestion that instead of using these identifiers directly in your file as a name, you should always use them as a you should create a variable and store them somewhere, or a constant and store it somewhere, and then use that variable wherever you want to use this name. So this reduces the, or kind of like eliminates the problem of nil, where when we are if we type in incorrect name, it's gonna give us the error, throw us the error. So as you can see, I'm creating a constant let cell identifier and then putting the identifier over there. Now opening the ed assistant editor by holding option or the alt key and then clicking on main.storyboard. It opened the assistant editor for me, and now selecting the back button, I'm creating the action. So trying to create the action here, back button pressed and connection done. So inside this, we're just gonna dismiss this view controller. And then creating the outlet for the table view. So I've created the outlet. It's called normal table view, and I like to put it in the separate outlet variable and constants with giving a comment section. So outlet constants and then variables. So we're gonna put constant under constant and then variables under variable. And that was my dog again, pulling my leg. So let's try to run the project and let's see. So we're going to see the table view, but we will not be able to see that name. As you can see here, we have this table view. You can see the lines in there, but this name won't be visible because we haven't yet set up the protocols. I mean the protocol method, which is the delegate and the data source method. So we will do that next. And I don't like to put it in the uh, same place where you're putting your class, you're declaring your class. So I'd rather use an extension so that it makes the code more readable. The protocols or the delegates that we need to follow is the UI table view delegate and UI table view data source. Usually it does give an error, but I don't know why it's not giving an error. Maybe because I'm running the build right now. Anyways, the things that we need to follow is number of sections in a row, number of sections, and then number of rows in a section, and then cell for row at. So these are the three things. Usually you only need two things, but I'm just putting number of section there because in this series we are going to touch this section thing. So I just want to show you the difference. So I'm gonna put number of sections. Uh, so number of sections, we are returning one. It's only gonna have one section. And when we reach to the third video or the third part of this series, we will know uh, how we use two sections and what are the differences, right? And then the other one is the number of rows in sections. So we just here we're just telling the Xcode that that there will be three items in this table. So like three rows, 0, 1, 2. So it's gonna display only three rows. Even if we have 10 data items, it's only gonna show three rows from it. Now going to the cell view, we need to create an IB outlet for this name label and also configure it. So let's do that. So creating an outlet comment and then creating the outlet itself. Now the function to configure this cell. I'm just gonna call it configure cell, and it's gonna have one parameter which is the name. Name of type string. So we were just setting the name label dot text is equal to name. So whatever name we are passing, we're gonna set it as a text for this name label. Now coming to cell for row at, we just need to create one cell, uh, and it's gonna be a DQ reusable cell. So what DQ reusable cell does is, uh, let's say if your device can hold five rows um, at a given particular time, right? So when you scroll, it will reuse those five rows again and again and replace the data instead of creating those rows again and again. So this really helps in uh, saving a lot of memory for your device. You don't have to create those cells and destroy them. This particular API of Apple of DQ reusable cell, it does all the things automatically. So all you need to do is you just keep on giving it the data, and as and when the user scrolls the table, it will automatically remove the content from particular row and add a new content in the next row. So the identifier is the same that I have already set in the constants. So as you can see now, I don't have to type the cell view. If I'll misspell that, I'll get a crash. So that's why I said it's a safer way to put it in the constant and then put the constant name over there. Now using the method cell.configure cell, I just need to give the name, the string value that I want to show. So I'm just gonna set it up to Saturday for now, and let's try to run and see if it works. And yes, there is one problem. I did not return this cell because it's asking for a UI table view cell as a return value, and we have already created that cell, so we just need to return it. And also this is not gonna work, and I'm gonna show you why. Basically we have created everything, but we still did not inform this view controller that that this view controller is allowed to play with this table view, or like put some data inside this table view, or show data inside the table view. It's not allowed to control the table view. So we need to inform this view controller that we have a table view and you are allowed to play with it. So I'm going to create a function called call delegates, and then just going to set the normal table view dot delegate is equal to self, and normal table view dot data source is equal to self. And then call this function call delegates in view did load. So now we should see our table view getting populated. So as you can see, we have 3 rows with the data Saturday, 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 right? And then we can click on it, but nothing happens because we are not setting what will happen on click, and we're not going to touch that right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called days, and it's going to be an array of type string. And let's set up some days over here. So Sunday, Monday. So now cell.configure cell, instead of giving a static value, all we are doing is we're pulling out the data from the array. And index path.row is basically telling, like, this is the Sunday is the 0th element of the array, Monday is the first element, and index path.row, the row of the table, also starts with 0, 1, 2. So we are just saying 0th row will get the 0th element of the array, first row will have the first element of the array. So that's what we are doing now. So as you can see, now we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? So it's a dynamic data coming from the it's still a static data, but we are displaying it dynamically from the array. But there is one problem. It says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday is not uh, displaying because we set the number of rows in a section with the static value of 3. So we said only 3 rows will be there. So even if we have more than 3 data for more than 3 rows, it will still show only 3. So the better way is that we do array.count, which is days.count. And now you can see it will have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it will keep on increasing as we increase the data inside our array. So let's say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and all of that will be shown in the uh, table view without making any more changes in our table view code. So as you can see, now we have all these 7 days in our table view. So so we can see our back button is not working. Let's fix that quickly. So let's go back to our normal table.swift file, and inside this back button we just need to write self.dismiss uh, animation true and completion will be nil. Let's build that and let's check this out. Normal table back button, it works. Normal table back button, it works. And the data is also getting populated. So This is how we work with tables in iOS with Swift 3 or 4. Hasn't changed much, right? So that's all for this first video, guys, and I'll be doing we'll go into the second video, and then we'll gonna see the part wherein we'll be using two table views, right? All right, then, bye bye, take care.